There is one topic that comes up on almost every Laguna Woods tour I give, and honestly, it has very little to do with real estate. It sounds something like this. Where am I going to put everything? We've lived in our home for 30 years. I have tools, holiday decorations, photo albums, my husband's workshop, my wife's sewing room. I don't know how we're gonna fit our lives into 1,000 square feet. And what I've realized is that this really isn't a storage problem, but it's an emotional problem, because our possessions often tell the story of our lives. They remind us of our children growing up, holidays, trips, careers, hobbies, people we've loved, and letting go of those things can feel surprisingly difficult. Today, I want to talk about downsizing to Laguna Woods, not just practically, but emotionally, because I think understanding that transition can make it easier. If we haven't met, welcome. I'm Mark Blunden with eXp Realty. My team and I help people move into and out of Laguna Woods Village and across South Orange County every single day. And on this channel, we talk about what life really looks like here inside the gates. The homes, the amenities, the challenges, and sometimes the emotional side of creating a new chapter. And today, we're talking about one of the biggest hurdles prospective residents face: downsizing. Many of the people I tour around Laguna Woods are coming from homes that are 2,000, 2,500, sometimes 3,000 square feet, or even more. They may have lived there for 30 or 40 years. They have garages, attics, sheds, spare bedrooms, closets, cabinets, storage rooms, and often those spaces are completely full. Then they look at a Laguna Woods home, maybe it's 1,000 square feet, maybe 1,100, possibly 1,300. And immediately the question becomes, can I really do this? And honestly, that's a very reasonable question. I think one of the biggest mindset shifts is realizing that downsizing isn't really about stuff, it's about identity. Because our possessions often represent previous chapters of our lives. A crib may represent raising children. Camping gear may remind us of family vacations. Holiday decorations may bring back memories of gatherings around the dining table. A garage workshop may represent years of projects and creativity. And these things matter, and it's okay to acknowledge that. But perhaps the goal isn't bringing everything. The goal is bringing the things that support the life you want to live next. Instead of asking, what can I fit into 1,000 square feet? I encourage people to ask a different question. What do I want my days to look like? Do you want to play golf, pickleball, travel more, take art classes, walk every morning? Do you want to volunteer, spend afternoons at the beach, join clubs, meet friends for coffee, garden, stay active? Because once people answer that question, the decision process starts to change. This is probably the hardest part, letting go. And there's no perfect formula. Some people photograph sentimental items, some give heirlooms to children and grandchildren now. Some digitize old photographs, some keep only the very best examples of collections. Some donate items knowing they'll be appreciated by someone else. And one question I often suggest asking is, does this item support the life I want to live now? Not 20 years ago, not 10 years ago, but today, because your memories live inside you, not in storage bins. Hi, it's Mark here. If you're exploring 55+ communities in Orange County, such as Laguna Woods Village, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 months, we'll walk you through everything from floor plans to financing, HOAs and monthly costs. Call, text, email, or schedule a Zoom below. We're here to make your move simple and stress-free. Now, let's talk about garages, because this is a big concern. Homes in United Mutual do not have garages. Instead, you'll find carports. And initially, that can feel like a major compromise. But what surprises many people is how much storage already exists. Most carports have large overhead storage cabinets, and a lot of them have additional lower storage cabinets added by previous owners. And if they haven't already been added, that's an upgrade that you can do once you've purchased. And those carport storage cabinets are sizable. Certain floor plans like the Cordoba and the Mallorca have substantial patio storage rooms. And many people discover between the carports and patio storage that they actually have more storage than they expected. And something else happens. People realize they no longer need many of the things they stored in their garage. Lawnmower, weed trimmer, ladders, paint cans, sprinkler parts, hardware, no oil changes, no maintaining a 3-car garage. And for many people, that actually becomes liberating. If a garage is truly important to you, there are options within Laguna Woods. Third Mutual offers both detached and attached garages in some of the homes. Also in Third Mutual, you have some larger condominium floor plans, and some buyers simply decide that a garage is non-negotiable, and that's perfectly okay. There are also practical solutions. Cordobas and Mallorcas, as mentioned, often have generous patio storage rooms. Built-ins can be added. Murphy beds can create flexible space, storage ottomans, closet systems. And if you really do have items you can't part with, there are many storage facilities nearby along El Toro Road and in Lake Forest. But here's the interesting thing. Many people discover they don't actually need them. There's another observation I've made over the years working in Laguna Woods, and I think it's important. People spend months worrying about what they won't be able to bring. They carefully pack holiday decorations, kitchen gadgets, boxes of keepsakes, extra furniture, things they are absolutely convinced they'll need. Then they move in and something changes. They meet people, they join clubs, they start walking every morning, they take art classes, volunteer, play golf, swim, travel more. They discover the beach is just 15 minutes away, and they begin building new routines, new friendships, priorities, and before long, many of those carefully packed boxes are still sitting untouched. 5 years later, 10 years later, they're still in the patio storage room or in the carport cabinets, sealed and collecting dust. Because the person who packed those boxes was living a different life. And the person living in Laguna Woods today has discovered new interests, new habits, a new rhythm, and perhaps that's one of the most powerful lessons about downsizing. You don't necessarily need to bring everything with you. You only need enough to begin your next chapter. Now, I also want to be realistic. Laguna Woods is an amazing fit for many people, but it's not perfect for everyone. If you own 4 cars, it may be difficult. If you regularly host large family gatherings with multiple overnight guests, you may find that transition challenging. But many concerns people actually have solutions. Woodworkers often discover the incredible wood shop at Clubhouse 4. Artists and hobbyists find ceramic studios, jewelry making, photography labs, glasswork, painting rooms, sewing studios, all at Clubhouse 4. If you love RV travel, there's actually 2 resident RV storage lots within Laguna Woods Village, and they're very affordable. Many hobbies that once required dedicated space at home suddenly become activities supported by the community itself. So perhaps the better question isn't, can I bring my old lifestyle with me? Maybe it's, can Laguna Woods support the lifestyle I want going forward? And for many people, the answer turns out to be yes. There's another idea that has gradually become important to me over the last few years, and it's something I call peak life. If you're hearing that term for the first time, let me explain what I mean. Peak life isn't about trying to look 20 years younger. It's not about running marathons. It's not about being perfect. And it's certainly not about competing with anyone else. To me, peak life simply means living at your best with what you have right now. Staying curious, staying engaged, staying mobile, continuing to learn and continuing to grow, continuing to invest in your health, your relationships, your experiences, and making intentional choices that support the life you want to live. And honestly, I think downsizing fits beautifully into that philosophy, because peak life isn't necessarily about accumulating more. It might actually be about owning less, maintaining less, cleaning less, organizing less, and worrying less. Spending less time managing possessions and more time living. More time traveling, walking, taking classes, more time gardening, more time playing golf, and more time meeting friends for coffee. More time visiting family, volunteering, trying things you've always wanted to do but never quite found the time for. And perhaps that's one of the biggest mindset shifts when people move to Laguna Woods. They stop asking, how can I fit my old life into a smaller home? And they begin asking, what kind of life do I want to create next? Because maybe the goal isn't bringing everything with you. Maybe the goal is creating enough space physically, mentally, and emotionally for a completely new chapter to unfold. And for many people, that turns out to be surprisingly rewarding. I think one of the biggest surprises about downsizing is that many people eventually discover they weren't really giving things up. They were making room. Room for travel, room for hobbies, room for friendships, room for health, room for experiences, room for a life that may turn out to be richer and more fulfilling than the one they left behind. And perhaps that's what downsizing really is. Not living with less, but making space for more of what matters. Because the hardest part of downsizing isn't deciding what to leave behind, it's trusting that the person you're becoming may not need everything the person you once were thought they would. Now, we would love to hear from you. What was the hardest thing for you to let go of? Or if you're considering a move to Laguna Woods, what worries you most about downsizing? Leave a comment below, and if you're thinking about your next chapter and want some help finding a home that supports the lifestyle you're hoping to create, feel free to reach out anytime. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.